Is everything okay so far? Everyone understanding everything? Great, happy to hear. If there's any questions, you can always feel free to just ask at any time. So, Akkadian has this tripartite system of Ypres, Ypres, and Paris. Just to remind, Ypres is the past tense, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Ypres is the future tense, and Paris is the weird one. We call it stative or predicative, but it's just like kind of adjectival conjugation. I don't know, but it's weird, but it exists. It's not very verby, but it's a little bit verby. And then in the other languages, the languages that were first known to be Semitic, we have iktol in Hebrew, or iktul in Aramaic, or yaf'al in Arabic. You see that I use different dummy verbs, dummy roots here, but it doesn't make any difference.
Can you display the slide?
Yes, I will display the slide once again. Oh, wait, I'm not, oh, sorry. Thank you. Yes, as you see, I'm very bad at this. It's the first time I'm doing it. Sorry about that. Okay, now everyone can see the slide, right? So we have this Ypres in Akkadian, which is past, seems to be cognate or parallel to these forms, iktol, iktul, yafal, which are not necessarily past. Some of them are actually future. And in Ge'ez and Mehri, we have what seems to be pretty much the same thing, Yef'el, which is the subjunctive, or it's a modal form. So the meaning of these forms are different, but the forms are the same and the inflection is the same. So if I want to say, for example, make it a plural from he has done in Akkadian or he will do in Hebrew, it will be the same suffix. I would add u in here and 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 in here. Okay? So they all have the same, exact same conjugation, exact same inflection, exact same look, but they mean different things. And then the paris, which in Akkadian means, I don't know what, stative or predicative, seems to be parallel to what in all of the other languages is past. So katal in Hebrew, katal in Aramaic, fa'ala in Arabic, fa'ala in Ge'ez, and ful in Mehri all mean past. So something weird happened, I don't know. And this third form, the ipalas in Akkadian, this was not known from Central Semitic languages or the languages that we first knew were Semitic or connected, but this does exist in Ge'ez and in Mehri as the indicative future, which is nice because this is the first form that has the same meaning in wherever it appears. For some reason, this form has disappeared from Central Semitic, but we can see that it exists in the non-Central Semitic languages, which means Akkadian, Ethio-Semitic, and modern South Arabian. So you can see that this system is very, very, very similar. And the last thing I wanted to talk about in the grammar was the case system, which I'm sure you all know already. Now, Ge'ez is a little bit confusing here because it's a little bit tiny bit different, but Akkadian and Arabic just have the same system, the exact same system, I may even say. The u or un for nominative, an accusative, in genitive. The genitive has an asterisk. Does anyone know why? It's not only for singular because here it's dual. Oh, okay. Yeah, the oblique, you're right. There is no distinction between accusative and genitive in the non-singular forms in dual and plural, but that's not what I meant. Genitive is kind of special in Semitic languages as well. This structure, we call it genitive, but it's not exactly like this genitive in other languages. This structure, which we call the construct, is kind of special in Semitic because it has first
Is idafa?
Sorry?
Is the idafa in Arabic?
Exactly, idafa is the construct in Arabic or smikhut in Hebrew. These are two words that are somehow connected, but the head does not receive a case or does not receive the genitive case, and the never mind, sorry, that's too confusing. But what I wanted to say is that the genitive is special in the Semitic languages because it is not only for the actual genitive, but also for after any preposition. And that's also the case both in Akkadian and in Arabic. So this is a special case. And you can see that in the dual, it's also exactly the same. An in Akkadian, ani in Arabic, in Akkadian, and aini in Arabic, and the plural, una, ina. So these grammatical features are the true thing that gives us the understanding that these languages must be connected. Like vocabulary can be borrowed or can be even coincidental, but when the grammar is so ridiculously similar, like if you already studied the case system of Akkadian, you don't need to study the case system of Arabic because it's the same, even though these languages are thousands of years apart and so different in other aspects. So this must be connected. So I think we finished ahead of time, so we can start the next thing, which can be nice. Let's wait for my computer to. Sorry. So was everything clear so far? Is there any question? Because it is very, very complicated and exhausting. So please feel free to say or do anything, or if you need a break. Does anyone need a break or want a break? Feel free. Okay, so the idea behind Proto-Semitic, which is not something I like to talk about a lot, is that it's a model.
In Zoom, we don't see the new.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Very bad at this. Now you do, right? Thank you so much. So the idea behind Proto-Semitic is that it is not a language like all of the other languages that I've mentioned. It is a model that we use to, in a way, quantify distance and similarity between different languages. So if something appears everywhere in Semitic, it must have existed in Proto-Semitic. That's our axiom or something like that. I don't know if there was a Proto-Semitic language, where it was spoken, when it was spoken. It's not really what I'm trying to understand. Proto-Semitic for me is a tool to understand Semitic languages, modern and ancient, better, and not a goal on its own. So, for example, if we look at this table from before, these words must have come from common ancestor. so to speak. Is that clear for everyone? Why is that? And my question would be perhaps, why would it change? Why, if all these, okay, if all these are descendants of one thing, or like each line is descendant from one lexeme or one word, why is it different in each language? Yes, Simon.
Sound change.
Okay, yes, sound changes. What are sound changes, for example?
So basically every time that somebody pronounces a word, because humans are not machines, they pronounce them slightly differently every time.
Yes, that's
And
true.
sometimes some of those changes catch on. And if enough of those people adopt those changes, the whole, basically the word shifts the way it is pronounced.
Yes, that is true. And it's,
The changes are human.
yes, that is true also. So, and these are not only sound changes, these are all kinds of changes. So we saw also semantic changes from before, like the word donkey somehow became a verb meaning to tame a horse. So, or stuff like that. Or I don't know if you know, there's the word, I don't know if it exists in Akkadian. Is there, what's the word for olive in Akkadian? Olive. Is it zetu? Zitu? No, does not exist probably. Anyway, so there's the word zait in, like, I don't know, Hebrew and Aramaic and many other languages, but in Arabic, it means oil and not olive. So things change, languages change. It's weird, but it happens. I can't really, or no one can really predict how a language will change. There are tendencies, but there are also opposite tendencies, and it is very, very hard to tell. Was it, no, something else? Yeah.
The changes could also be due to the language.
Yes, also that is true. Languages influence each other and make them change. In Semitic, it is very interesting because most Semitic languages had intensive contact only with other Semitic languages, which made everything more complicated. Akkadian is a little bit different because it had a lot of contact with Sumerian, and Ethiopian languages are a little different because they had a lot of contact with Cushitic. But other than that, Arabic, Aramaic, Hebrew, mostly with each other. Modern South Arabian, I think, right? Neo-Aramaic also has a lot of, and it's, yeah, completely changed because of that. Yes. So these are some games we can play for reconstructing things for Proto-Semitic. That is like if we take the form for to drink and we put it in the verbal conjugation, and we add the word for water and we put it in the case. So we can say, I drank or drink or drunk water or something like that. She will, or has herded the goat or the goats, and I don't know, hear him and go. So all of these are not real things. These are not real words or sentences, but these are like practices that people do, which is nice. So the nice thing, or one of the nice things about Semitic languages, this should be a lowercase a, I'm sorry, so sorry. The nice thing about Semitic languages is that they're so incredibly similar. I'm sure that some of you have already studied enough Indo-European to see that Indo-European languages can be extremely diverse and very, very different. But Semitic languages, you've studied one, and it will make it so much easier for you to study the next one. So if we look, for example, at the personal pronouns in Akkadian, does anyone want to read? Yes, Simon.
Anaku,
What does that mean?
I,
Yes.
Ata,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ati,
Mm-hmm.
so he, she, it,
No, Atta is you masculine and Atti is you feminine.
and then I, and then Shu has he, or
Yep.
she has be
She.
he.
Yep, correct. And then the other column is the plural. So Ninu means us or we. Atunu, you, masculine, plural. Atina, you, feminine, plural, shunu, they, masculine, shina, they, feminine. Yes,
Okay, question, how does this work with the root system?
this does not work with the root system. That's why I especially said that roots and patterns are the way to create nouns, adjectives, and verbs. And pronouns are made from more basic units, and they are not made from roots. And also different, like Afro-Asiatic languages also have similar systems to this also, while they don't have roots. So yeah, but this is not just similar. So if I look at the next language, if anyone wants to read and guess what language this is, and just admire the sheer similarity to Akkadian, or the amazing similarity to Akkadian. Jonathan, do you want to try?
This might be gas.
This is Gaz, yes. Very good.
Anna, Anta, Anti, well,
Wu'atu, yeah.
Yitichi,
Mm-hmm.
Nifne, Antimu, Antim, Imutu, Imantu.
Yeah, so the third person is kind of weird, but everything else is exactly the same as Akkadian, right? Like really the same. Does anyone disagree regarding anything? Are there small differences?
Is with the two, it is.
Yeti. Yes, they are thought to be connected to what we in Akkadian have Shuati, Shiati, like the oblique form, but that's not for today. So anyway, it's very, very, very similar. Please agree with me. I hope that you do. That was Ge'ez, and now we'll try another one.
Is it Jibali?
Yes, I don't know who asked that, but this is truly Jibali. Very good. So who wants to try and read it? Chris, you want to try?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Et, it, shem, sem, an, tum, tem, shum, sem.
Mm-hmm. Is it similar to Akkadian? Yeah, kind
Not
of.
exactly, but
Not exactly,
I still
no.
recognize the
Some of them, yes, not all of them. True. True. She and shum,
Yeah.
they're very similar, and han is very similar. The other ones tiny bit less, perhaps, but tum ten, yes, also. These ones, they're weird. Also, the he, het, hit, heat. I don't know. And we'll have the last riddle for whoever wants to try. These mean that there is no gender distinction in the second person or in the third person plural. Nope.
It's an Arabic dialect
It is kind of an Arabic dialect. It is Maltese.
or Maltese? Okay.
Yes. Very good. So this is yin, that's the ana part. Inti or int could be you. Hua here, that's basically Arabic. Yes, Simon.
Yeah, the lack of the gender distinction in the plural,
Mhm.
could that be loaned from Italian? Because I
Definitely.
think most in the European languages, or at least the ones in Europe, don't distinguish the.
Of course, of course. Yes, gender in plural is very weird to distinguish, and the fact that all Semitic languages, or almost all of them, do it, that's peculiar and special to the Semitic languages. It is indeed probably influenced by another language, perhaps Italian, likely. Yep. Ahna entom huma. Nice. Oh, I have another one. That's nice. So I'll read it. It's Ana, Ahet, Ahat, Awa, Aya, Akhni, Akhtun, Ani. It's a little bit similar to Akkadian, but it's kind of draws away. You want to guess? Mm-hmm. Nope. No, you actually guessed already. But yeah.
So related to
No. I mean, you guessed what this is already. This is a variety of Neo-Aramaic, Betanu, I think. So yeah. In Amharic, I would not give the system because it's a little bit weird. Like the plural is completely different. The plural is based on the singular instead of being inherited. Okay, that was Betanu. Oh, yeah, we still have them. Nice. Yes, you want to guess? Nope.
Eblaitic.
Eblite, yes, very good. This is Eblite. It's the only one that has Anna. Anna, that's weird. Anna. With a geminate N. So this is pretty much the same as Akkadian, right? But you can also see the similarities, I think, between the different. This should be Antanu, I'm sorry. And okay. So now if we look at the inventory of sounds that these languages have, Akkadian as an example, I will not talk about the fact that sheen is a lateral fricative at the moment, but everything else, I tried to put this in a certain order. Can anyone try to explain what we see here? Or it's okay if not, and I'll explain vividly and clearly. Yes.
It's the constant inventory of Akkadian.
True.
I'm not sure if it's what I think normally. At least from like left to right, it's ordered in the number of like articulation or in the mouth. So it's
Yes.
the labial, then the groan, and
Yes,
and then the
true. Yes.
I'm not sure about the up down because I think you
No, there's
nasal
no.
in front.
Oh, it doesn't matter. No, the up down is just different manners of articulation. So we'll finish with this. The consonants are the more important part of the Semitic phoneme inventory because they are more many and more diverse, and they convey the root, while the vowels convey the pattern and give like a more direct direction or something like that for the basic meaning. They truly are ordered by the depth in the mouth. So labial sounds are the sounds that we create with the lips, of course. Coronal sounds are the sounds that we create with the tip of our tongue or the blade of our tongue. And dorsal sounds are the sounds we create with the back of our tongue. Glottals are sounds we create in the glottis. Okay, like vocal cords or something like that. So, and within each box or cell, there's the distinction between, like there's p, b, and taf, tet, dalet, kaf, kuf, gimel. Does anyone want to explain what does this order mean, or samech, tzadi, zayin?
Yes, it is the, as we call it, the triad or the three consonants which are sonorant, emphatic, and
Yeah. So voiced,
non-sonorant.
emphatic, and voiced.
Voiced and unvoiced, sorry, yes.
So
That's right.
for the same manner of articulation, like a stop,
Yeah.
and place of articulation, like coronal, we have different sounds that differ in their voicing. So voiced and voiceless. And in Semitic languages, we also often have a third component of that, and we call it a triad. And the third is the emphatic. In Akkadian, we reconstruct it as an ejective. So like tough is t and tet is t, or something like that. Samech is sa and tzadi is ts, or something like that. And the reason we reconstruct it this way is that we see these triads and we know that ejectives cannot be voiced. So having a voiceless ejective voiced triad makes sense. Okay, I think we can stop here, right? I think we're out of time. So thank you all for coming, and we'll try to continue next time. It's a very complicated issue and subject, so I'm very, very happy that you came and tried to understand, because it's really, I appreciate it, very appreciate it. And if there's any questions, of course, I'm here. So no one. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.